everyone. Today we're going to do a read aloud. Sorry, I'm trying to put that on top where it can stand and I don't have to hold it. We're going to do a read aloud. If you got your packets, there are some farm things in there. So we're going to talk about the farm. And many of you live on a farm or have friends who live on a farm, grandparents, or know somebody who lives on a farm and have visited farms. There are kids who have never been to a farm and they've never seen some of these animals. On my farm, we have cows and calves, and we have a horse, we have 3 donkeys, and we have some pigs. And then, of course, we have our dog and our cat. And we are planting a garden. Some farms don't have many animals. Some of them just grow crops like corn, wheat, soybeans, things like that. But today we're going to talk about farm, and we're going to read Duck on a Tractor. I don't know if you can see that very well. Duck on a Tractor. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but I wanted to go over some of the animals that you can see on a farm. Many of you have chickens. A lot of times those are on the farm. We have ducks. Some people have ducks. We have cows. There's a rooster. Then we have our horses back up there. Sheep. Our neighbors have some sheep and goats. And I think some of you probably have some sheep and goats. And then we have pigs. And there are lots of other kind of animals too. Some people have a turkey. Have turkeys on their farm. Goats, I've seen some people have llamas on their farm, alpacas on their farm. Let's see, can you guys think of any other animals on the farm? Some have some guinea birds on their farm. Well, let's see what Duck has on his farm. Duck on a Tractor. That is our title. So that's going to tell us what the book is about. And then the author is David Shannon. What does the author do? The author writes the words. And it looks like David Shannon also draws the picture, because it says it was a Caldecott Honor illustrator, and then it has his name. So he got an award. All right, Duck on a Tractor. Let's read about this Duck on a Tractor. Down on the farm, Duck sometimes got wild ideas. One day he decided he could ride a bike, so he did. Then he spotted the tractor. I'll show you the pictures here in just a minute. I bet I can drive a tractor, he said. The other animals weren't so sure, but they all said, well, if he can ride a bike, maybe he can drive a tractor. All right, here's the picture. I'm going to go this way so you can see everything on the page. There's that tractor. I bet some of you have a tractor like that. Duck climbed on the tractor and looked around. He pushed some pedals and wiggled a metal stick, but nothing happened. Then a shiny little piece of metal by the steering wheel caught his eye. What do you think that shiny little piece of metal by the steering wheel is? What do you have to do before you can start a tractor? He pulled it out, he pushed it in, and then he turned it. What do you think he turned? The key. Yeah, the key. All of a sudden, the tractor shook and coughed and rumbled. It began to move. At first, it moved very slowly, and it jerked a lot, but it was fun. Duck drove around the barnyard until he got the hang of it. Then he stopped in front of the other animals. Climb on, everybody, shouted Duck. Okay, here is Duck on the tractor. Now, do you think a duck can really drive a tractor? No. So do you think the story is real or is it make-believe? Yeah, it's make-believe, but it's funny. Dog was first. He jumped right up next to Duck. Woof, said Dog. But what he thought was, we're going for a ride. How many of your dogs like to go for a ride? I have one that loves to go for a ride, and he mopes if you don't take him. To everyone's surprise, Cow clambered on next. Moo, said Cow. But what she thought was, this is the silliest thing I've ever done. Pig and Pig took a seat in back. Oink, said Pig and Pig. But what they thought was, this sure beats walking. All right, let's see our picture of all these animals climbing on this tractor with Duck. Huh. Then came Chicken, Mouse. Oh, I bet there's lots of mice on a farm. And Goat. Squawk, said Chicken. But what she thought was, last one on is a rotten egg. Squeak, said Mouse. But what she thought was, I can see everything from up here. Ma, said Goat. But what he thought was, I'm hungry. Does the garbage dump have a drive-through window? Goats like to eat everything they see. All right, here we go. Here's the rest of them climbing on. This is kind of silly, isn't it? Next up were Horse and Cat. Cat jumped up gracefully onto the tractor. Horse, not so much. Meow, said Cat. But what she thought was, I was going to take a nap, but this should be very interesting. Nay, said Horse. But what he thought was, I think I'd rather walk. I wonder why he thinks he'd rather walk. Does he look comfortable? No, I don't think they're very comfortable up there. The only one left on the ground was Sheep. Bah, said Sheep. But what she thought was, this is too dangerous. Get on, Sheep, everyone shouted. But Sheep wouldn't budge. So Duck started driving away without her. Wait, cried Sheep. Don't leave me here all alone. She ran after the tractor and took a flying leap onto it. Quack, yelled Duck. But what he thought was, wahoo! Look at Sheep. Sheep's in the air, trying to fly up there, fly and leap up there to get on top of the rest. Duck steered the tractor down the lane and out onto the main road. And before long, they were driving right through the middle of town. It was lunchtime, so most people were in the diner. They all looked up when Duck and the other animals passed by the window. What do you think those people thought when they saw all those animals on the tractor? They probably thought, what in the world? A little boy named Edison was having lunch with his grandma. Did you ever? Grandma gasped. But what she thought was, a duck on a tractor? That's impossible. That's totally awesome, Edison shouted. But what he thought was, no one's gonna believe this. Marcine, the waitress, looked up from her pad and noticed Cat. Heavens to Betsy, she exclaimed. But what she thought was, I like cats. Deputy Bob blabbered, if that don't beat all. But what he thought was, how am I going to explain this to the sheriff? All right, here they all are in the diner, seeing Duck and all the animals on the tractor. A man named Otis chimed in. I must be seeing things. But what he thought was, oh no, not again. Holy cow, hollered Manny the cook. But what he thought was, holy cow. Manny usually said exactly what he thought. The mayor almost choked on his pie. Good gravy, he sputtered. But what he thought was, those pigs are even fatter than I am. There's the mayor. What's the mayor kind of look like? He kind of looks like one of those pigs, doesn't he? Corky just whistled, but what he thought was, that duck is smarter than he looks. Gwen came out of the restroom. Would you look at that? She exclaimed, but what she thought was, I can't see a thing without my glasses. She couldn't even see him. Farmer Odell observed, that's a dang nice tractor. But what he thought was, hey, that's my tractor. What do you think that farmer's thinking? That is his tractor. You think he is scared because his tractor's out there being driven by a duck? And all his animals aren't on the farm, they're on the tractor? He decided he better go after it, and he ran out the door. Everyone else ran out too and chased after him. By this time, Duck had turned onto the next street. The tractor shuddered to a stop. Duck tried turning the shiny little piece of metal again. Nothing happened. I don't know much about spelling, said Dog, but I think that E means it's the end of our ride. What do you think that E means? Look, we're on the tractor up here. This is on the tractor, and that's pointing to E. What do you think that E means? What do you think that is? Is it the gas? Do you think they're end of the tank empty? Yeah. Sheep cleared her throat. You know, she said, I think we might get in trouble for this. I think Sheep's a little bit of a scaredy cat, don't you? Let's get out of here, yelled Duck, just as Farmer Odell and everyone from the diner came around the corner. You think they might get in trouble? Now look, why do you think they're all looked so puzzled? They look like, Everyone burst out laughing. Nah, they all said, it couldn't have been. It was an optical illusion, exclaimed Otis. An optical illusion means that what you're seeing isn't really what's there. It's playing tricks. Your mind's playing tricks on you. So they're thinking they didn't even see these animals because the animals hurried up and ran away. And by the time they got to the tractor, the animals were all gone. So it was an empty tractor. Farmer Odell said he must have left his tractor running by accident. I guess that explains it, Deputy Bob agreed. Then they all went back to the diner to finish their lunch. Okay, so here we are. Look, Edison is over here. Can you see what he's looking at? Now this tractor, we'll go back to Edison in a minute. This tractor is empty. There's no animals on it. So all the people think that their eyes were fooling them and that there wasn't any animals. But now Edison, what do you think Edison's got? It looks to me like it's a phone. What can we do with a lot of our phones? Just what I'm doing now. We can videotape it. So Edison has proof it really happened. because he must have taped it when it went by. Let's go back to that page and see if he did. See if it shows on there. I'm going to go back there and see if it shows. Oh, it's not. It's actually not a phone. Look at what he has. What does he have right there? He has a camera. So he's going back through his pictures on his camera. And they're on there, I bet. And no one ever admitted that on that day they had seen a cow, a goat, a cat, a dog, a sheep, a chicken, a horse, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck on a tractor. They're back on their farm now. Here's all the animals. Oh no. Look, this must be the picture that Edison got on his camera. And the only thing that's on there is you can just barely make it out. It looks like it's goat jumping off the tractor. So you can't really tell for sure if all those animals were on there. So maybe he didn't get proof. Oh, man. Okay, so what animals were all on this Farmer Odell's farm? Let's see. There was cow, goat, a cat, a dog, a sheep, a chicken, a horse, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck. So those are kind of the animals that you can find on a farm. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was kind of a silly story, wasn't it? I enjoyed it. Okay, I am going to try this week. Today, right now, it's starting to storm. So I won't do it today, but this week I'll probably take my phone with me and put my camera on, and we can go around my farm and we can see what animals I have at my farm, and I can show you some of them. Have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.